right. Well, everybody, welcome tonight. That's a good crowd. Glad to see you. It's I can't see you though right now, so I'm counting on hearing you. But we're so happy that you've all come out tonight, and I really appreciate it. But we brought Richard Mack up, and I certainly want him to have most of the time tonight. So, but what I'd like to do is ask everyone to stand, and we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. All right. Yeah, we can clap for the flag. I want to share something with you tonight, and I want you to listen very carefully. There was a time in our nation when the government and public offices were the lowest paid positions in the United States of America. Did you know that? In fact, some of them were even worked for free because they were statesmen. Volunteerism was a big thing back then, many, many years ago. But I want you to think about a few things for a moment. Why will a well-trained soldier rush into the face of enemy fire on the battlefield knowing he in all probability will be killed or maimed for life? Why would he do that? Why will a firefighter run through a fire to save a child from certain death knowing he might join the child in death? What would cause a police officer or a sheriff's deputy to stand between the innocent and the attacker knowing he or she might receive the harm that was intended to the innocent? Why would the sheriff stand between you and the federal government when they have left the confines of constitutional authority? There's a reason. There's a higher calling. When you don a uniform, a badge, and a weapon, when you take an office after being duly elected, when you take an oath to protect and uphold the respective constitutions, the federal and the state, and the people, there is something expected of you. There is a higher calling. I think a lot of our law enforcement agencies and our public offices across the land have lost that mentality. There is a trust that goes beyond a paycheck. And I really emphasize that. There's a trust that goes beyond a paycheck. If you're doing a job like that for a paycheck, and that's the only reason you're doing it, you're in the wrong business. There is a higher calling. What is that calling? It's called duty. There's a higher calling called duty. No office can be properly filled or carried out without a sense of duty that surpasses everything else. Why do I desire this position? Actually, it's not a position at all. It's a responsibility. And I think we've forgotten that too. When you're in a public office, you have a responsibility to the people. Because I understand that duty means for better or for worse, in sickness and in health. And if all of hell would rise up against us today, duty would prevail. I've been married for 20 years. Those words mean something to me. And I proved those words in the U.S. Marines also, and so did many other men. And I've talked to several veterans of different wars around this crowd tonight, and I'm honored that they're here. But I believe God honors those who put their needs, others' needs, above their own desires. I think we need to remember that. But in closing, a sheriff should love his country, his county, his state, and most importantly, his people who have entrusted him with the protection that he can provide. Most people in America don't realize, thank you, most people in America do not realize the power that a sheriff has. But that's because most sheriffs, unfortunately, don't exercise the power that they have in the right way. That's why I'm thankful for a man like Richard Mack who goes around trying to teach them their duty. That's important. But I can honestly say that I love the people of my county, even those who don't feel the same about me. So if you elect me, that's the kind of man you're going to get. Duty comes above everything else. And I consider everyone in this county one big family. And that's the way we're going to do things. Thank you. Mr. Richard Mack, where are you? All right, well, without further ado, I think most of you know who he is, but he is the sheriff that many years ago took a stand against the Brady Bill in front of the Supreme Court and won. So, without any more said, let's have Richard Mack come and talk to us.
Wow, thank you so much. I feel a bright light and some heat coming from the West. So I love the West and I love the heat. I'm not from Arizona for nothing. Okay? And I guess if you can't stand the heat, then don't live in Arizona. Yeah. Thank you, Russell, very much. Thanks to all of you for being here. I'll try to keep my water here handy. And I promise you that you're going to learn something new. And at the end of this meeting, you're going to feel more patriotic and motivated and know without question that there's hope. And I don't know if you can put a value on hope, but hope comes because we believe in America and we know that this is still America. Despite all the problems we're having, this is still America. Now, if I can, I'm going to try to go to the shade a little bit because that doesn't look like it's going to, that's not going to change until the sun goes down. And Russell may have made a big mistake. He said I could talk as long as I wanted. So I'll probably stop when the crowd's, either you go to sleep or you start leaving. Okay? But I'll tell you honestly, we're going to be here for about another 45 minutes. And if I really get rolling, it might be an hour. Okay? So if you're okay with that, then we're going to just have a real good session here. Okay? Because I promise you, there's some things that the government has done to hide this stuff from you. And I'm going to let you know the truth about this. And by the time we're done here, you're going to be an expert on the 10th Amendment and some of the other Constitution. Because that's what I sued the federal government on, was on the 10th Amendment. I said, you can't tell me what to do. The federal government cannot tell your sheriff what to do. Okay? I don't care if it's George Washington himself. Now, so this isn't just aimed at Barack Obama. Okay? We can name a lot of him because he's done so many stupid things in just a year and a half. But it's kind of like that story about the lion, snake in the grass. You know, what are you supposed to do with lion, snakes in the grass? You're supposed to leave them alone. Well, we picked him up and made him president. And now he's biting you and you're wondering why. Well, you knew what you were getting when you picked him up. Okay? So, well, yeah, I didn't either. Yeah. But we got to find a way to put him back. Okay? But quite honestly, he's not our problem. We are our problem. We have allowed this to happen. We, the people, own this government, and we went to sleep and we trusted other people to take care of it. And the Founding Fathers said, never trust people in government. And we did. So we have our own selves to blame. Now, real quickly, I want to do a little commercial. First of all, about my books and what I have here. I really want all of you to go home with some of these materials. And I'll tell you why.